Hello. So for module 10, guiding children, I'm gonna make 2 mini recordings to walk you through the field study. This mini recording will be on what is the behavioral guidance. I hope that you get the essence of the behavioral guidance before you do the field study. So what is the guidance? In a class, I ask you to find out if there's another word inside this word. And some of you are very smart. You guys immediately spotted there's a D-A-N-C-E, dance, right? So when we look at the word dance, we know that everyone have to dance by themselves. We can't really dance for someone else, although we can be their dancing partners. So when we talk about the behavioral guidance, it's the same thing. We dance with our children, but we cannot dance for them. We can guide them, we can lead them, but we cannot do it for them. Then it also leaves 3 letters in the word guidance besides dance. And that's take a look at GUI. So you'll see that I will refer to the individual child that we are serving. So for every young child in their lives, the guardians or whoever start taking care of them in the family setting, foster parents, grandparents, parents, they are the guardians that support the child. And then we also have you, the educator inside the daycare setting to support this individual child to really to learn who am I and really to be a very healthy and happy citizen in our human society. So both the educators, that's you, and the guardians in a family are the most significant people in children's life to guide them. Okay. I also would like you to go to the daycare setting and take a further look at the I and you. So you'll see that I still use the same kind of diagram to show you that when we are serving the children, both of us are equal. Although they are younger, cognitively, physically, social, emotionally, they are immature, but they are a human being just like you and me. So if we understand that, now when we say behavioral guidance, we cannot omit the picture in a family and knowing that they are really under the different influence of their parents and as well as their bigger family. And inside the daycare center, we have to also see that the child is independent human being, and our job is to support them to develop and grow. So what is the behavioral guidance then? This is the definition that I have shared with you in our class. Please allow me to read it one more time to you. And please also pay attention to the 3 key messages that I already underlined in this paragraph. So behavioral guidance consists of a variety of ways that adults help children learn to guide or self-manage their behavior, to learn acceptable behavior. It encourages the children to reflect on their actions and their impact those actions have on themselves, others, and the environment around them. Okay, so you'll see that I underlined 3 key messages here. First, you'll see that behavioral guidance is to help children to self-guide. Second is that as more experienced human beings, we should let the children know what are some acceptable behaviors in different settings. The third is that in order to guide them, we have to point out their behavioral impact that sometimes the young children fail to see. So there's an impact on themselves, on others, and on the things in the environment. Okay, so I still would like to stress the goal of a behavioral guidance because sometimes you may see that when we try to guide the children, we may get lost in the guidance and forget about why in the first place that we need to guide them. So let's take a good look. Behavioral guidance is not, you see here, it's not control children. So we guide children is not for children to listen to us, to obey us. That is not our goal, okay? In a class, you guys may keep talking about some children are naughty, but after we really explore about the development, we know that some of the behaviors actually is very developmentally appropriate. So what is it? If behavioral guidance is not to control the children, then behavioral guidance is to support children to self-control. It's not us to control the children, but rather the children inside the child. They learn to control themselves. They learn to regulate themselves. They regulate their emotions, they regulate their attentions, they regulate their behaviors, okay? And that's the goal of our behavioral guidance, okay? That will be so closely related to your comment. So if you want to see that the staff in the daycare center, are they really doing a good job guiding the children? Then you have to remember, okay, do they achieve this goal, support the children to self-control? So help children to guide themselves, okay, to solve the problems, to really navigate in different kind of communication or interaction setting. So when we help children to guide themselves, then we should say we guide them in order to one day we don't need to guide them no more, that they can do it on their own. They're going to have a very good self-regulation, and they know what are the acceptable behavior in the society, and they know their impact. So they know how to be a mature citizen in a human society. And that is the goal of behavioral guidance. Okay, but what are the acceptable behaviors? Who decide whether or not a behavior is acceptable? That is a further question we should really ask ourselves as a parent or as an educator. Okay. Should children have a say? Should the families decide? Because I am the parent, I'm the mom, so I should decide. Is that so? Or should the schools decide? I am the teacher, so you have to listen to me. Or should our society in a whole decide what we should do and what we should not do? This is a really philosophical question for us to understand what should be acceptable human behavior. So if we want to think about that question, then maybe we should think of another question. Why should human beings self-regulate their behaviors? That's because our behavior will have impact on ourselves. Okay? So say that if you listen well in a class, you should be able to get some knowledge, and you should be able to pass the tests, and you should be able to do lots of things that you couldn't do before you joined this program, right? That's your behavior, have the impact, behavioral impact on yourself. The simple one for the child could be, okay, if I eat healthy food, I won't feel hungry. I'm gonna really have a lot of energy, and I can run. I can do lots of things that I like. But if I do not eat, I'm gonna feel weak, right? Our behavior also have a great impact on the environment. Okay, just think of the pandemic, right? I think of the climate change. Okay, so this year we all experienced the horrible storming weather, and some of you have experienced um, the electricity blackout in your area, that you couldn't really enjoy the modern life as before, right? So there's a lot of inconvenience that's caused by this pandemic. We cannot really see each other in the classroom setting. We have to do the online learning, and your children, some of your children may also get addicted to the games online because they are not in the classrooms. They are learning online, and that's hard for them, right? So you see that that is because we have the impact on our environment, right? We polluted our air, we polluted our water, and we had to really receive and suffer the consequences. We also have impact on others. So if you're a very loving parent, which is true to most of you, your children will develop a sense of security. They will learn how to love people and how to be loved, right? Which is a great thing. So because our behavior will have impact on ourselves, on others, on environments, and that's why if we want to survive, if we want to live a good life, we have to self-regulate our behaviors so that all the people, including us, can have a very harmonious development in this one and only earth. And that's the big thing that we need to understand before we decide what are some acceptable behaviors for our children. So now you have to reflect. As an educator, what are some basic acceptable behaviors you may set up for young children that are also developmentally appropriate, right? So sometimes we may see that the school says, okay, please play the educational games. The children are gonna learn. But some of the parents may say, no, I don't want my children to play the games, even that they are educational, okay? Sometimes we may say that, oh, please share, but we forgot that toddlers cannot really share. Or we may ask the preschoolers to think. You shouldn't really make that mistake. You had to tell me the reason. But we forgot. Preschoolers are actually at the pre-operational stage, and they cannot really do the logical thinking. Okay? So acceptable behaviors have to be both developmentally appropriate and also in terms of humanity development, sustainable development of our human species on this earth. Second question, I would like you to reflect is how are you going to help children see their behavioral impact on themselves, others, and environment? Okay. How? And it should be also in developmentally appropriate way. Okay. And you're going to also observe the other staff. How do they do that? Right? You go to the field placement to learn. So first, see how your supervising staff are doing that. The last question is that how are you going to help children self-manage their behaviors? What are some of the ways, what are some of the guiding techniques will really help our children to become more and more independent themselves? So I hope that you watch this mini recording first before you jump to the second one, which will be my detailed explanation of a field study in module 10. Okay, so bye for now.